What's going on, everybody? Let's go deep here. Know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Want to get back out here in nature, most definitely. But today I just wanted to talk about life and what's been going on, and a few tips and a few pointers I might have for someone out there who's listening. Starting off, I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. Go through a creative block. It does happen. We're back out there now, doing the best we can to get more things up for you. It's always great spending time out in nature, just walking around and enjoying the good fresh air, of course. So from my end, the update is good. Life has been good. Right now we're at the end of September, so you know what that means. Incredible weather, fall, some of my favorite weather. I am a winter lover personally. All right, so when it comes to life and all the things we're promised in our lives, you have to be careful with how sincere you take a promise to be, I would say. Even if these things are said to us, promised to us out of goodwill, the universe has a way of keeping things in rotation, let's say. Whatever you're promised has no guarantee, right? So keep that in mind, and with everything, jobs, careers, relationships, anything where you're going to be hearing promises or anything like that, just know you got to keep it realistic with yourself. And there's a lot of really great things in life, and a lot of really great things that happen to people, and a lot of really great things we experience as people, but might not be what was promised. And I've experienced that myself, where you do have things that go on in life, things that happen, ups and downs. Sometimes I'll have a streak where it feels like I'm having a lot of downs, or my money's low, or I'm just not feeling like the last few couple of years with writing, getting books out, not feeling creative, feeling blocked off, feeling drained. Things happen. There's a pendulum effect to many scenarios. I wouldn't say everyone is going to experience a pendulum effect quite how I have, but I'll definitely say that the pendulum effect is real, and sometimes you have to kick it from one side to the other, right? And that just happens. It happened to me naturally. It happens with time. Just being yourself, right? Living life. You're gonna have those moments where things don't look the brightest, and then you'll have some days, and hopefully more moments than not, where things are actually looking pretty good, and you're gonna have a chance to achieve most of what you wanted to achieve in life, right? Even if you're making the promises to yourself, just be careful, and understand life has a way of taking control. There's going to be things that happen outside of our control, and the best we can do is just make the best of every situation. That's what I've been doing. Sometimes you really do have to dig deep into the bag and see what's out there, see what you're able to do, think creatively. In money scenarios, I tell folks all the time, if you really get creative with it, you can save money, you can have more budget, you can look and shop at discounters and get some of these items that are priced at manufacturer suggested retail price, but you can get the items for less. Okay, you can get items for less. You don't necessarily have to keep up with people in the form that they want you to keep up with them in. you can compete another way. I see people driving the nice cars all over the place, the $50,000 cars and up. And don't get me wrong, I've had nice cars, okay? Right now I'm driving a pretty regular Subaru, an '04. I actually prefer to drive the less flashy car and the lesser fee associated car, right? Less in gas, less in insurance. If my car gets scratched, I'm not gonna, or banged up, God forbid, I'm not gonna have a heart attack or a stroke over it. Sometimes we got to lower our overhead, right? And make things manageable for ourselves, and not just necessarily work so hard to keep the promise we made to ourselves. And while working so hard to keep the promise we made to ourselves, we also expect, promises that are made to us to all come to fruition. And I'm not saying, we shouldn't be aiming high, or that when people tell us things, we're going to assume we're not being told the truth. No. What I'm saying is that it's not going to be totally realistic to always expect 100% of what has been promised. That's just not, what evidence can be presented. That's the way life works. And I've gotten wrapped up in promises myself with careers, promises people have told me, thoughts of vacations, thoughts of nice items. Imagine someone promises you a deal on a vehicle, right? And you're promised the car, but it doesn't go through, and the seller says, oh, well, I sold it to someone, for more money, or the person had the cash earlier. That happens. You're never going to know the full insight into someone else's situation. So, I try to stay really level-headed and reasonable with what I should expect. But I also want to make this clear to close out here. And thank you guys for staying with me. I really do appreciate it. I'll try to get you guys more of these videos more often. I promise. You also want to make sure that you're expecting something as well. Okay? So it's not just the fact that you're not expecting 100% of what is being promised to you. You also want to have an expectation within yourself that's even greater and deeper than what you expect or hope to see from the outside. Expecting yourself to keep going, expecting yourself to experience great things. If there's a hiccup, if there's a slowdown, or if the money doesn't come in this time, well, you're expecting, and you're hoping, and you're praying that you'll be alive and you'll witness better times than what's going on right now. So that's how I would look at it. You just gotta walk the tightrope, right? And not get too drawn in. Make sure you keep yourself sharp mentally, and just keep the love of what should be, what is, what's happened, and what shouldn't happen. Because there's a time and a place for everything, I've learned. And sometimes the greatest courage is not stepping up, but it's actually stepping down. And a lot of people find that one hard to stomach. A lot of guys, they want to be brave and they want to be bold and insert themselves into every situation. Well, you've only got one battery, right? You've got a battery, you've got one body, you require energy. We all sleep, we all eat, we all do the things. Energy is a precious resource, as is time. So it might not be the best idea to insert yourself in every scenario. Just because you're asked something, or somebody has the expectation or the promise of you to do something, it might actually be best for everybody for you to say no. And that shocks people, where the pendulum, sometimes you really have to kick it to the other side. You've seen it in couples where they're together, we all hear they're together, but regardless of the amount of time the couple has spent together, sometimes it is actually for everyone's better good that they do break up, right? And not just in that context, but break up with ourselves, break up with our addiction, break up with our exceedingly high standards, and what's got us wrapped up, what's got us in a trap, what's got us in a hold. What is it that we can't kick? What is it that we continue to deal with and continue to find strife over? These types of things, we got to find a way to reduce it, to kick it. I tell people, I recommend to them. Sorry to go on and on. Lastly, before I close, I recommend to a lot of people, if you got something in your life that's hard to kick or something that's causing you a lot of strife, if someone has an issue, if someone likes to drink a lot, well, if you're going to subtract the drinking, add something in. If you're going to take away something that was so connected to you or that's detrimental, but it's like a toxic, sort of situation, you've got to add something in. I spent many years behind screens playing video games, sitting on the couch, sitting on the chair playing games. And nowadays, that's not so much my vibe. Nothing against it. I like games here and there, but time is precious and we all run out. So I figured if I can spend more time in nature, that's great. And more time, the better. Make videos like this and connect to people. Hopefully get this channel going again, get things started here and moving, get the subscribers up, get the likes up. I appreciate that. The last words before I close out: be careful how you interpret a promise. Don't necessarily take a promise as being 100% face value. Consider there could be an alternative to what's been proposed, and consider it may be for your benefit to make less promises and or not fulfill every single one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you stayed until the very end, please drop the word SKY, SKY. That's how I know people are watching. Until then, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.